Welcome back, everybody, to Waterline Writers. I'd like to introduce Thomas Chockley. He's a published haiku poet. After retiring from a career as an educator, Tom began writing haiku seriously in 2010. He has had haiku and haiku-related forms published in a wide variety of print journals, notably Modern Haiku, Frog Pond, and Bottle Rockets, and more recently in online journals such as Shamrock Haiku Journal, Cattails, Hairun Today, 100 Gourds, and World Haiku Review. I'd like to mention also that Tom is also a Knox grad. Tonight, Tom will be reading and showing 8 haiku triads. Thomas Chockley.
I'm cheating. I'm only going to read 7. Haiku triad. I know you're all asking, what is a haiku triad? Well, you don't know because I made that term up. I'm going to be reading 3 pieces, and they're all on the same haiku. So one piece will be the haiku itself. The second piece is a piece of microfiction, 300-400 words, and the haiku. And then we'll be showing a visual collage, a slide with that same haiku. So there are 3 pieces in each of these triads, and they're independent, but they do have the same haiku. So here's the first one, the haiku. Prickly poppies. You're grumpy, I tell her, looking in the mirror. The story. It's called Toxic and a Cure for Cloudy Eyes. I'll call her Argemina Mexicana. Not her real name, of course. She had a shiny new doctorate and was new to high school administration. I was a dinosaur in my 30th year at the high school. She was my new boss. We were not friends. While we used the same English vocabulary, we talked past each other. For example, when she talked about a summer project for our counselor group, she meant shepherding incoming freshmen through a series of counseling activities in July and August. When I talked about shepherding incoming freshmen during the summer, I meant getting paid for non-contractual work. I knew I was in trouble in the second semester of our first year together. In explaining to our counselor group why I was wrong in my thinking, she inadvertently called me by her husband's name. It happened 3 times in 2 weeks. I knew that I had to change the evolving problem as quickly as possible. So I took to bringing a big blue cup with my name, Tom, in white letters. Whenever I commented at a group meeting, I casually held the cup up in front of me. She soon returned to using my name while pointing out my faulty thinking to my colleagues and myself. I often wondered if her husband had the reciprocal problem. Prickly poppies. You're grumpy, I tell her, looking in the mirror. The second triad, the haiku. Homecoming, our ship falling through the sky. Here's the story. It's called Remote Controls. I lose my game of solitaire and turn off the tablet. I'm going up and check the email, I tell her. She's occupied, bent over her tablet, playing her game, typing messages to her teammates. She mumbles, okay. It's mid-morning already. I still have no email. I move on to reading the news online. Things in Washington haven't changed since yesterday. At 1 o'clock, it's time to go for lunch. I look reflexively at the corner as I enter the kitchen. She's still there. Lunch, I ask? No response. She's typing a quick message to a teammate. It occupies her time. Homecoming, our ship falling through the sky. This is the third haiku triad, the haiku. Country roads, autumn field roads, return to mud. The story, It's called Road Songs. I had slipped around the guy blocking the left lane and passed 3 trucks in the right lane. Now, good driver that I am, I'm in the right lane again, but fast approaching another slower car ahead. I signaled to shift left. However, the left lane blocker has picked up speed and he's beside me. Exactly, beside me. After a bit, I turn off my signal and slow to the speed of my friend ahead of me. I listen to Holly Williams singing her country and western hit, The Highway. Country roads, autumn field roads, return to mud. Here's the 4th triad, the haiku. Her wallpaper lips warm with his Mandela smile. The story. It's called Research Study. Men's personality and women's perception of their dance quality. A study by Fink, Bernhardt et al. From the study abstract, dance movements were applied to a featureless virtual humanoid character and judged on their dance quality by 53 women. Hi, I'm Avatar 10, and I'm particularly proud of my 12-second dance routine. Of course, they programmed all of us to have excellent rhythm, but I like to think my enthusiasm shows through and the energy that I project into all my moves. My final one is killer. Arms wide, hips swiveling, I drop into a crouch and finish with a Travolta-esque pose. Still, I wish they had programmed the face with my smile. It's my most winning feature, I think. Her wallpaper lips, warm with his Mandela smile. Here's the 5th triad, the haiku. Flood tide, a dog sends a wave of seagulls flying. The story, cloudy with an electric touch. Here's a question I've been wondering about. If AI bots, artificial intelligence robots, ventured into the visual arts, would they need to get drunk in order to create their masterworks? That's what the Chinese painter Chen Rong did when he created his scroll, 9 Dragons. Biographies relate that Chen invented his painting skills by getting drunk and dipping his hat in ink and smearing the ink on rice paper. So suppose that an AI bot has finished its daily round of steering the Google car through rush hour traffic and finds itself back home with some time to continue its cyber painting 9 birds. Would the AI bot need to binge drink electricity in order to splash an ocean of colors across the screen? Or would it simply drive itself to the beach for some sober inspiration? Flood tide. A dog sends a wave of seagulls flying. The 6th triad. Next time, a perfect circle. Smoke rings. Here's the story, called Imperfections. The glass bounces off the motel room wall, spraying brandy across the wallpaper and the wicker chair in the corner. It's practical proof. She tells me it shows me she is free of inhibitions, free of social conventions. It's the dramatic point that wins the argument in her mind. She's right. Still, I hold on to my glass, thinking about the cleaning staff and the mess they'll have the next day when they clean up. 2 years later, my daughter calls to tell me her mother has had a psychotic episode. Our son has coaxed her into the hospital for assessment. Now they know she has bipolar disorder. Next time, a perfect circle. Smoke rings. And the last one, the haiku. Who with whom last night? Owl Crosstalk. The story is called January 4, 1959. I leaned in for a goodnight kiss. I'll clue you in about it. It's a flop of a date. For old time's sake, mostly. College freshmen back home on Christmas break. We had decided to see the flick the night before we both left to go back to school. I was cool with that, but I was not cool with the way this date was playing out. It was a lot like our old high school dates. One more time just sitting in the car. She was frosted. A friend of a friend had told her what I'd said about her. What did I say? To whom? I didn't go wait. I just cooled it. I didn't need to play that game with her again. She couldn't tell me, of course, because she had been sworn to secrecy. We both knew that story at Cootie's. She was cruising for a bruising. So I walked her to the back door. At least I thought I should get a kiss for the date and for the wasted makeout time. She said yes, and I leaned in for the kiss. Really grody. I only caught the side of her mouth, and I cut out as soon as I could. Who with whom last night? Owl Crosstalk. Thank you.